Hey YouTubers, welcome back. This is Pastor Dave again from Temple of Holy Beard. I'm coming to you from someone else's property. This isn't my property, but it's a beautiful background if I do say so myself. Anyway, came here to a local farm that has its own small sawmill and came to get slab wood for firewood for this summer. Unfortunately, I've been running behind for the past few years, like I'm sure a lot of people have, and so I've found other ways to make do that don't take quite as much work. Um, Dealing with one issue after another. So if I could do something to save a couple hours here and there, well, that adds up to a lot. Anyway, I was a little surprised to see when I got here how busy this guy is. When you look around the stores, everybody's short-handed. Try getting some wood from Home Depot or Lowe's, and you know, they don't have much. What they do have doesn't look good, and it's expensive, and um, you know, it's rough. So yeah, so I pulled into this guy's property, and made my payment, and drove around the normal path to line up to his wood piles, and everything's blocked off. You know, I go to the left, and oh, there's a fence there where it used to be a driveway. Go to the right, and there's logs. And okay, well, I'll just drive around these logs because there used to be a path there. And there's more logs, and there's more logs, and stacked taller than a dump truck. You know, dump truck and a half, maybe two dump trucks high, stacked with log after log after log. His entire lot is full of logs. That's good. That's good. That means that the loggers are still working. That means that some people are still employed. Not everybody's cutting back. That means these truck drivers are moving to bring the logs from wherever they come from over to this sawmill. And this is just one sawmill that's kind of back away. Small crew working. There's not a whole lot there. There's a larger mill a couple roads over, and I haven't been there yet to see how busy they are, but you know, this guy's busy, and which is great. I mean, it's got work for him. There's wood coming in. There's wood going out. Somebody's building something. You know, if you listen to the news, everything's in short supply right now. I mean, there's food shortages everywhere, automotive shortages. I heard something like 90,000 General Motors cars are stacked up in different places around the country, waiting for parts. You know, if it's not a circuit board, it's something else. Everything is backed up right now. So it's nice to see that somebody's busy. If he's got this many logs, then that means he's got orders waiting and he's got stuff going out. People are buying stuff just like normal. And, you know, this time last year, he didn't have a tenth of this. He didn't have nearly this much wood. Same thing, the slab wood pile. You know, I was picking out pieces, picking from scraps this time last year because he just wasn't that busy. So to see him this busy is great. You know, I wish everybody was this busy, but at least that means something's going on, and it tells me, for one thing, you know, if you need something and the standard retail stores are short, try the small places. Check the mom and pop stores. You know, if you have the ability to make something by yourself, if you can make soap, or you can make candles, or you can make anything, if you can, you know, make food and can it and sell it. You know, if you raise honeybees, you know, if you maybe instead of buying sugar for your coffee, you try honey. I've done it. It takes some getting used to, but it's good and it's got nice health properties. Well, you know, you can buy honey from somebody local. Granted, some people charge a lot for their local honey. However, look around. Not everybody charges that much. You know, some people around here are ridiculous. I can get 3 jars the same size from somebody else. So look around, shop around. Not everybody's that greedy. Not everybody's prices are that high. But, you know, with things coming up short in the stores, you know, look around. You know, repair shops are having trouble fixing the cars. Well, maybe you've got a neighbor up the road that works on cars and he'd want some side work. You know, he might be able to do your brakes for half the price, you know, and he's putting money in his pocket. You're feeding his family rather than contributing to a company. You know, some of those companies, are just contributing. A lot of families, but if you're able to DIY, you know, do your own things, of course. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, but offer it up to your neighbors. If you're able to do automotive repairs, maybe talk to some of your neighbors, let them know what you're able to do and offer your services. You know, you might be able to charge them half of what the shops are charging, and you come out ahead and they come out ahead. Parts are in short supply. Well, I'm hearing story after story after story of these repair shops that can't get parts, normal parts for their cars. They order 10 air filters and they get 4. Well, if they've got 10 cars waiting, okay, 6 of them don't have an air filter. There's problems like that all the time. Yet when I want to buy something for myself, I go through my normal channels, which oftentimes are online, and I can still find them. A lot of times it's some small place with a small warehouse that just happens to have some, where that repair shop might be stuck going to their local supplier, who has to get from their supplier, who supplies 500 other shops, and they're in short supply. But moral of the story is, you might have an easier time finding stuff on your own if you use the smaller channels. Like I said, whether it's an online store or an eBay, Amazon, Alibaba, whatever. There's a lot of places where you can go and buy for yourself, and you'll have an easier time finding it than that store who's trying to find 500. It's easier to get one than it is to get 500. At the same time, if it's something that you're going to need fairly regularly, buy a couple extra, because the way things are going right now, you might not be able to find it next time you need it. Like I said, going back to what I was saying before, if you have a garden, great. If you can expand it, do it. If you don't normally do more than one crop, do more than one crop this year. Plan on doing more than one crop next year. Look into succession farming. Look into what's it called? Planting as much as you can in the space that you have. Like I said earlier, you can grow in pots, you can grow in containers, you can grow in 5-gallon buckets, you can grow in a cardboard box. It's not going to last too many seasons, but it'll last for a little while. It's something. Something's better than nothing. You don't have to have great soil if you can find soil somewhere else. Check the small garden shops locally. Look for small local farms. You might be able to find some compost or something from them. If you know someone who's got horses, I'm sure they've got a compost pile out front to help you with. Same thing, when you mow your lawn, don't throw that stuff away. Don't put it out on the curb. Put it on a pile somewhere in your yard, out of the way. That will be your garden soil next year. You have to be in a situation now, the direction things are going, you have to be able to do for yourself. If you can't do for yourself and you're dependent on somebody else, something else, you're going to be in a really, really hard time here soon. And again, if I'm wrong, you're just learning how to take care of yourself, and you're going to save a little bit of money, and you're going to have a better quality product. If I'm right, it's going to go a long ways. You're going to be very, very, very glad you did. Teach your children. Teach your parents. If your parents don't do it, spread the word. Get the information out there. Help somebody out. Same thing if you've got a neighbor who's kind of interested in a little bit of DIY stuff, maybe, drop the hint. Like I said, suggesting, maybe tell them what you're interested in doing, tell them something you've done, try to get the ball rolling, try to get the wheels in the mind turning. Think about doing stuff for yourself. If you're not doing it yet, you really should be. You really should start. If you haven't started yet, start learning, start doing, start setting the groundwork. There was a time where everything was local, and unfortunately we've gotten away from that. We've gotten into this just-in-time delivery where stuff's coming from all over the country, all over the world, and you just knew that it was going to be where it needed to be at the time that it was going to be there. And that's over, at least for now anyway. Just-in-time delivery is not what it used to be. If you're still able to get things, get it, get a little extra, and start filling your cabinets, filling your pantries. And that's everything. There's not one thing. It's, if there's something that you need, differentiate between needs and wants. You know, you might want a swimming pool in your backyard, but you need to stay cool and healthy when times are tough. You know, that expensive brand new swimming pool, you know, may not be exactly what you need. You know, you might be able to make do with something else. You know, find more than one way to do something. If all you know how to do is turn on your electric stove and cook on the electric stove, what are you going to do when the power gets out? You know, our power grid is very fragile right now, and we're overloading it like crazy. And the expectation is to put millions of cars into it immediately, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, as it is, when we all turn our air conditioners on, that's a bad time for the people at the power plant. So you need to be able to have other ways to make do without whatever it is that you're using right now. Have more than one method to do everything. If you're dependent on electricity, get yourself a gas grill. Well, hey, times are tough. Propane may not be available. You may not be able to refill it. Then what do you do? You know, maybe you know, having a wood stove in your backyard. You know, a wood grill, something like that will make do. You can still cook food. You know, like I said, if you're dependent on the grocery store, you know, stock up now so you have something to help you get by. But plan on growing your own in your garden. Plan on buying local from local farmers, local gardeners. Maybe you can trade with your neighbors. Find another way. Find more than one other way. Be your own supermarket. You know, learn a little bit of medical treatment. Health is very important. What are you going to do if you cut yourself? Hospitals are overwhelmed as it is. I mean, right now they're maxed out. Medical supplies are short. You name it, it's short. Everything from Band-Aids to staff. So learn a little bit of first aid. You know, learn how to make do. If it's something minor, you can do it yourself. Maybe you don't need to go into the hospital. You know, if you need antibiotics, that's another story. However, if you've got a little bit of extra money, there are places that you can buy antibiotics from now, have it delivered to your home. I mean, you do a quick little doctor visit online, they'll send you some to keep. You know, you get a cut and you can't get into the emergency room. I mean, there's people talking about going in because they need antibiotics and waiting 24 hours plus, you know, and you still can't get it. You know, find other ways. If you're interested in trying natural remedies, you know, there's a lot of ideas out there. I'll be posting videos about some later. I've got some articles on the website, on templeoftheholybeard.org website. Like I said, find ways to do without what you feel like you need now. If it's something that you're depending on now and it comes from a store, find another way. You know, you've got to be able to do for yourself. Build a community, make friends in the local area. You know, neighbors are great. If you've got neighbors like that, you can walk to their house if needed, save yourself a little bit of gas. You know, help each other out, take care of each other. Look out for yourself, your family first. Look out for your neighbors, your local community as best you can. And always, always, always have an alternative. That's all I've got for now. Again, thanks for tuning in. This is Pastor Dave from Temple of the Holy Beard. Be sure to check out the website at templeoftheholybeard.org. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. That goes a long ways to showing your support to us and telling YouTube that you want to see these videos. I've got a lot of stuff in my mind that I want to get out, and I'm going to be making videos whenever I can. It might be ad hoc like this, just stopping wherever I'm at. Nothing fancy necessarily, but anyway, just go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and I'll get more out there as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.